up? It is Jessica Joelle back here again for another video, and in today's video I am going to be talking about working from home. As you may know, because of the pandemic and everything that happened last year where our world basically changed, turned upside down, there is a lot of companies that are allowing the work from home process to just have its way. And I know it can seem like a thing that you just want to hop on, and by all means, definitely, I 100% see why people will want to work from home instead of getting up and making that commute every day to a building. Since the beginning of 2021, I've been working from home. I wanted to give my take on some of the pros and some of the cons from working from home. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first pro is that you are working from home. You are able to work in your home, be super comfortable, not really feel the anxiety maybe, or the claustrophobicness, I don't know, just that weight that comes with being outside of your home, being out in the world, in a building, working. There's a comfortability that comes, of course, with being in your home, and you get to stay within that comfortability and make money. The second pro, to me, I'm not sure if a lot of people think about this, but the second pro is that you are able to get things done around the house that you potentially would keep putting off. If you had to get up and go to a building every day, you come home, you're tired, you're like, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. And next thing you know, it's been a month since that thing that you said you were gonna do a month ago was gonna get done, and it hasn't gotten done. And when you work from home, you can do those things either on your break or on your lunch, or as soon as you get off work, you're already home, so you just go and do it then. The third pro is gas money. If you commute by a vehicle, or even if you commute by Uber or bus or whatever, it saves you money, okay? You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to spend any money to get to work. You just get up, walk out of your bedroom, and walk into work with no money spent. That is by far probably even more than being comfortable at home. Saving that money, okay, is such a big pro. Number 4 is you get to spend more time with your family. If you have children, if you have a stay-at-home wife or a stay-at-home husband, you get to have those little moments with them throughout the day. If everybody else is at work or school or whatever, as soon as they get home, you're already there. They don't have to wait for you to get home from work. You just, in a lot of different ways, get more time with your family. Number 5 on the pros list is not dealing with overbearing coworkers or managers. I'm saying overbearing, but I'm really meaning the ones you don't like. Okay, let's just be real. The coworkers and the managers that you don't like, it makes it a little bit easier to bear them through a computer, because trust me, people's personalities do shine through a computer still. That's why social media and all of that is so popular. It's just much easier to deal with and ignore and rectify when you are doing it through a computer instead of having to like physically see their face every day. It just makes it harder because you're just like, I don't like your face. Not in a mean way, but in like I don't really like your personality, and it makes me not like your face, and I just kind of don't want to see your face every day. And working from home, you don't have to deal with that. And last but not least on the list of pros is COVID, social distancing, all of that. That is taken out of the equation. Since you are working from home, you don't have to worry about that. The last job that I worked at before I started working from home, it was like in the middle of COVID, and no one was wearing masks, no one was social distancing. I was just every day like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. I have a baby, and y'all just do not care. I got sick. I got a cold. I didn't get COVID, but I got a cold while I was working there. No one sent me home. Like, I would have, if I was a manager, you gotta go, because I don't know what that is, okay? You don't sound bad. You don't sound horrible, but I just still don't know what that is. I don't know if it's cold. I don't know if it's COVID, but you gotta go, okay? Just in case. I was not sent home. None of that. I was allowed to work, sick and all. People were not scared to be around me. They were not scared to be around me without mask. And it was just like my worst nightmare. And it was one of the main reasons why I knew I had to start looking at working from home and getting a job that allows me to work at home, because it was clear to me at that job that nobody cared. People in the world just didn't care about COVID the same way that I cared. So at least you get to social distance, you get to be at home, and make sure that you and your family are safe. So let's get into this cons list. I'm excited because I want to tell you some of the cons. So the first con of working from home, I don't know why I'm smiling while I'm talking about cons, but the first con of working from home is that there is no immediate help. There is no immediate reach out and touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place. If you can't, like, there's none of that. You have to go through like leaps and bounds to really get some solid help when you are working from home, because the other person that you're talking to is more than likely working from home, and people just don't be trying to do their job like that when they work from home. I'm just being honest. There's, until there is a more like rigid, set in stone way to work from home, I'm gonna be honest, working from home has a lot of leeway. There's a lot of things you can get away with while working from home. So the help that you need, and you could just, ask your coworker next to you or get up and go ask your manager, that is not available. It's like a dog eat dog world when you're working from home. Like, you really gotta learn how to wing it if you are new. You gotta just fake the funk like you know what you're talking about until you come across the answer or until you get a response from someone. That is very much so a big con, and it is a very big complaint amongst people who work from home. You kind of feel like you're just being thrown to the wolves, and I don't think companies mean to. It's just they're adjusting to having people work from home the same way you are adjusting to working from home. So I do think in years to come, or months to come, whatever, it will get a lot better as far as help. But as of right now, if you were to start working at home tomorrow, I'm just letting you know, they're not terrible. Not all companies are as terrible as others when it comes to help, but the level of help that you get working from home will not be the same as what you get in a building. The second con is that working from home is very mentally draining. You are talking to customers all day, and it is a lot to be on a computer, be between a computer and a phone all day. Learn your boundaries, learn when you need to woosah, stand up, walk around, stretch, do all of that, because if not, it will just exhaust you. The third con is that working from home is also physically draining, not just mentally. Physically, it is a lot. Sitting up in a chair, looking at a computer for all those hours can cause back pain, can cause neck pain. They say that there's a certain way that you have everything set up, and that won't happen as much, but it still happens. Okay, so I would highly suggest like one of those sit and stand desks where you can lift the desk up and stand for a little bit. Also, due to blood clots and all of that, you don't want to just be sitting for all those hours. So I do recommend standing up, as it will take its toll on your body as well. Sitting in a chair, looking at a computer for all that time without any type of break. So the fourth con is that you don't get to physically see your favorite coworkers. Unless you guys plan to meet up somewhere, if you so happen to be in the same state, or even if you're in different states and you just, still plan to meet up, unless that happens, and with COVID and everything right now, I don't really see people just wanting to go meet somebody that they've never met in person before and take that chance. But if you do, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I'm not trying to do that. But you don't get to, see them. And I have met some great people at my job working from home, like some really fun personalities. My entire training class, we stayed with each other for about like 3 or 4 months, and it was just like the best. I love them, like will always love them. And it was, you know, a little sad when we had to break up and go with our own teams, because you know, as people go on and do what they gotta do, sometimes you may lose contact. It is very much so a little sad that you don't get to meet your favorite computer co-workers. And the last con to end both lists is that you have to be super duper on top of things yourself. I feel like working in a building is like high school and elementary, when you have people there making sure that you are on top of this and you are on top of that. And while my supervisor does contact me and say, you know, just don't forget this or whatever, she doesn't do it as often because she has 100 things going on herself. She probably has like 60 tabs open. She's having a meeting every single day because working from home, the higher ups do have to meet more than if everyone was in a building. So there's a lot going on for your supervisor, and you have to stay on top of things yourself, like anything with your timesheet, anything with your time requests off, all of that. You have to be on top of it yourself. You have to go and do it yourself. Emails, you have to constantly be checking emails crazy, and there's like 100 coming at you when you're working from home. You have to thoroughly scan those emails, stay on top of your stats. It's just so many different avenues and things that you yourself have to be on top of when you are working from home, versus you may have been used to certain people handling those things and just presenting you with the end result when you were in a building. Leads me to the point of what I want to say at the end of this video. Working from home is great. I do think that it is better than going to a building every day. I do think the pros outweigh the cons, most definitely. But you do have to take into account the type of person you are. If you are a procrastinator, if you are a person who needs a little bit of a push, if you are a person who needs a little bit more guidance and direction when it comes to working, period, you know, I would suggest you really, you know, ask yourself if working from home is something that would be the best for you. And not saying that if you are a procrastinator or whatever, it wouldn't work, because you can learn to adapt. If you aren't ready to turn into that type of self-sufficient worker where you're basically doing everything on your own, I wouldn't suggest it, because it is a lot of you doing what needs to be done for you and making sure your own butt is covered. Because if you don't, and you try to have your supervisor do it, you'll be waiting on certain things to happen that you kind of want done immediately. Yeah, just take that into consideration. But I do think that everyone should give working from home a try if you can, and see if it works for you. You may find that you don't like it. You may find that you want to, you know, be in the midst of people, and you may want that separation of work and home, you know, because that's another thing. They get a little blended when you're working from home as well. But yes, you guys, that is all I have for you today. I just wanted to give my take on that, as I see the work from home, I guess, percentage rising, and more opportunities coming. Wanted to give my little input on that as someone who is already working from home. So if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. Check me out on Instagram, DM me on Instagram if you have any questions, Jessica Joelle _ all of that will be in my description box as well. And until next time, you guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.